Hi, this is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast, where CEOs, COOs, and business owners share strategies for better success. This is 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best strategies are concise business advice. And so we're going to get to our guest today. And with question number 1, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
I wanted to first say thanks for putting me on your podcast. This is unbelievable. My name is Michael Bertoni, and I'm the founder and CEO of PhillyTech. And I'm an expert in working with software companies, tech startups, and high-tech consulting companies, and really helping them drive revenue for the business.
And 20 years experience or so, so long time.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. I mean, I have over 20 years of experience. Before I started PhillyTech, I was a senior business development sales executive. So I was a sales director for software companies, tech startups, services companies. I was a manager where I had team members reporting to me. And yeah, I started my company about 6 years ago and been doing great.
Well, it's great having you on. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
So question number 2, what's the best thing about being a business leader?
The best thing about being a business leader, I feel, is that you control your own destiny, right? So if you have ideas as a business leader, right, you have the ability to implement those ideas, right? You own your own destiny, right, as a business leader. So a lot of what I do for my clients is about that mission, because I feel like everyone wants to start a business, right? Even if you're working full-time for another company, you might be doing side work, you might be doing a side hustle, a side gig. Everybody wants to work for themselves and wants to control their own destiny.
You're only limited by your own dreams. So
right.
That's really good. I like that. So question number 3, I hear from other leaders that their people strategy oftentimes is more challenging in their business than their actual business strategy of running their business. Your thoughts on that?
So when you say the people strategy, you mean like how they're hiring people, how they're bringing on people, like that sort of thing?
Sure.
Yeah. Business is all about people, right? I mean, so in my business, I've got about 15 total people, and that encompasses full-time people, consultants, part-timers, and also advisors. And your team is so important, right? If you're a one-man operation, you can't be thinking like a one-man operation. You have to be thinking you have team. You have people, we call them friendlies. Right? There's people that know, like, and trust you, that want to help your business. There's advisors. Everybody needs a team, right? Don't think of your team also as just your full-time employees. You have full-time employees, you have consultants, and sometimes those advisors or those friendlies, those people that know, like, and trust you are extremely important.
I really like that. The idea of expanding who your people strategy is regarding to a lot more people and really having a complete team of people, not just employees, but outside people and other people. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. I mean, so the way I look at my business is I have a lot. So I have over 17,000 LinkedIn first connections. I'm one of the most connected people on LinkedIn. Obviously, I don't know personally all those 17,000 people, right? But I have about 25 people that refer me business, right? So you want to expand your business in a very easy way. Referral partners. These are people typically that know, like, and trust you. Maybe you've worked with them in the past. They just know you and they want to help you succeed, right? And I learned big time during COVID that I needed more advisors. I needed more people so say you're doing a presentation or you have a big meeting and you're a small business owner and you're the top person, you don't have anybody to share. Like, who the heck do I share this with to get feedback? Right? I have a guy, an advisor on my team. I sent him a presentation, probably one of the biggest presentations I did. I did a presentation to about 200 financial advisors for what we were talking about earlier, my U Prospect service.
Mhm.
And I sent him the presentation, and magically he sent it back to me, and it was like completely revamped, right? And it was unbelievable. So you can have people like that that are critical, and content for me is very critical, like content and sharing content and things like that. So you need to think of team, especially because most businesses, 99% or more of all businesses are small businesses.
Right.
They're like 1 to 5 people. I mean, there's probably 99% of all companies. You need to expand yourself and think, I have a bigger team. That's the way you would think. You're like, I have a bigger team. It's not just me. I have advisors. I have employees. I have referral partners, right? You want to think of these people in your team. And then I help my clients develop strategies on how to use that, how to use that team to your advantage.
Well, I think we've kind of already been talking about question number 4, which is what strategy would you like to share with other business leaders? But, you've been talking about strategy already, but do you have any specific advice for other entrepreneurs and business owners?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So my feeling and I'm super passionate about this, and what it's really, I'm devoting my life's work to, is lead generation and branding. So this is so important for a small business owner, especially a knowledge worker. What I call, like, again, my market is knowledge workers at a high level. So there, believe it or not, there is 1 billion knowledge workers. And all those knowledge workers, they want to work for themselves. Like, everybody who has a job wants to work for themselves. This is my feeling. And so you have to learn how to brand yourself online. You can't just rely on the social channels. You have to rely on people coming to your brand and understanding more about you. So branding is so important, but then you need to be meeting with people who are core people that you should be meeting with, right? I call them ideal personas, like in our market in software, ideal personas. So you need to have a process by which, even if you have a full-time job, you could lose your job, right? And maybe you want to get another full-time job. Wouldn't it be great if you're already kind of networking with people? Like, a lot of people don't think, well, you're already kind of networking. You don't want to think of it as lead generation, but that's what it is. You're networking with people in the background. So boom, you lose your job, you get another job. And if you're a small business owner, you have to have processes to generate leads and introductory meetings. If you always have people coming in the door, it's hard not to fail, right? Because you always have great people coming in the door. So I have processes that I've developed over the last 20 years to help people get in the door, generate leads, right? So that's small business owners, that's software companies, that's tech startups and consultants. But the bigger picture here, Keith, which is super exciting, is my feeling is all knowledge workers need to be doing this. All of them, billion people. If you have a full-time job, you should have in the background, you should be setting up some networking meetings, setting up some meetings, meeting with some warm net people, developing a network. It's happening, but you need to have a process and a strategy with how to do it, right? That is specific for you.
And I think there's a lot of people that don't do that. And, you need to always be kind of looking for that next job, so to speak, and building your network. Even if you're, like you said, as an employee, that can benefit your employer, if nothing else, having that increased network. So there's a lot of different benefits to it.
No, absolutely. Without a doubt. If you have the mentality, which is totally okay, that you're a full-time job type of person, right? You could absolutely be helping your company generate sales through doing this. And at the same time, you're growing your network. And if something happens, you'll get a job quickly. But my feeling is, my hypothesis is every knowledge worker wants to work for themselves. They just don't know it yet, because it's like somebody has a passion. They don't want to work for somebody else. Typically, they want to do it themselves.
Well, we're about out of time, but real quick, question number 5. What other successful business owners, CEOs like yourself, would you like to maybe do a shout out to, or you think would be good on the podcast?
Yeah, so I have a number of clients that are phenomenal. So one shout out that I will make is Brian Glick. So Brian Glick is the founder and CEO of Chain.io, a awesome software company, right, out here in Philly area. And another person that I wanted to shout out is Hank Freecon. Hank is the co-founder and CEO of Source Digital. And these are just 2 awesome software companies that, believe it or not, are benefiting from COVID. And the reason why is because e-commerce. Right? So e-commerce, everybody's sitting at home buying stuff, right? I mean, so if you're a software company in e-commerce, you're actually growing, because everybody's sitting at home buying things on Amazon, buying things online, right? It's happening all the time. So those are 2 great ones I'd love to shout out. I'd love to have them on your show. And I see your whole methodology here. This is beautiful.
Well, I wish we had more time to do more shout outs, but we'll have to, limit it to those 2. But kind of a final fun question. Tell me about one of your favorite past bosses.
One of my favorite past bosses. Holy cow. So I had a past boss. His name was John Carmody. John Carmody, I would say he was one of my early mentors in sales and business development. I would constantly be bringing him ideas. And he was a great leader. I actually helped get him into a company where he was able to help them grow and ultimately get to an exit. Right. So I referred him into the company, and he ultimately got a job there as a SVP of sales. He was a great mentor of mine, which taught me a lot of things about sales and business development and just ideation in general. And yeah, no, it was a company I worked for. I met him at App Labs, and he's a great guy. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but he's one that I think about back from about 2006 to 2009, a little while ago.
And he made a big impact on you, it sounds like. So that's
Absolutely.
great. Well, it's been great having you on, and love the insights and the advice that you have. Can you tell people how they can reach out or connect with you?
Absolutely. So again, my name is Michael C. Bertoni on LinkedIn. If you type in Michael C. Bertoni, I am one of the most connected people on LinkedIn. I have over 17,000 first connections. So you can easily find me on LinkedIn and connect with me. You could also go to my company website. It is PhillyTech.co.co, PhillyTech.co. And you could set up an introductory consultation with me right there. Right when you get there, you could set something up with me, or you can reach out to me via LinkedIn.
Well, great. And again, thank you so much for being on. And this is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast. And for more insights and to follow us, you can follow us at Weaver Business Coaching, find us on LinkedIn. And of course, you can listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. And we wish you the best success.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it, Keith. Thanks for having me on the show.